When we start with a generic topic, they are usually too broad. There are many things we can think of doing about that topic. We need to understand what sort of conversations are there around this topic. A mind map is a diagram that we use to visually organize our ideas. It is in a hierarchical structure like ideas, sub-ideas, then parent ideas, kind of a hierarchical structure. It is often centered around a single idea or single concept, or usually in our case, our first identified topic area. I will show you now how we can use MindMup 2, the mind mapping software that we installed in our Google Drive, to effectively map your research ideas. Here I am in MindMup 2. If you don't know how to install MindMup and start a new project, watch my previous video on installing MindMup 2. We will start with the central idea. MindMup will have this center node for us to start with. This is basically the research area or research topic at an initial stage that we have selected. Click on it, then you can start editing the node. I will start editing this now. I'll select a topic which everybody could be interested in: social media and politics. Start with that node. That is the generic topic area I have selected. A good practice is that you update your file name also. After this thing, we can expand the ideas by looking at what sort of things we talk about, like what sort of conversations can be built around this topic. For example, impact of social media on politics is one of the things that we may be talking about. We can set it as a child node. So to set as a child node, we select this first, then from the menu we select insert a child node. We can now edit our text in there, type in our text and press enter. Then impact of social media on politics. We may have further discussions or topics around it, like the effect on elections. I'll show an alternative way of adding a child node now. Instead of using the menu, we can use the menu. But what I will do is I come here, right click. After that, I get this pop-up menu. From there, I can select few items, right? So you can find the child node. Type in enter. Maybe another area we would be talking about is use of social media to protest against political decisions. So we can include that. So it is a child node of this one, or we call it a sibling of this one. This is the parent of this. This is child. This is parent. So we can add another child one for impact on social media on politics. Right? So instead of adding a child, what I will do is I will right click on the child and say insert sibling. When you enter, it sort of aligns by itself. Another area we may be talking about is use of social media by the politicians. And so it is a totally different area from this one, right? So therefore I would add it as a child for my center topic. Insert the child at this one. So use of social media by politicians. Right. So when we talk about politicians' use of social media, one of the common things we talk about is ethics. So to insert that, I'll right click, insert child, ethics. Under ethics, we might talk about violation of ethics. Another area may be ethical standards. by law maybe, right? Another area would be the public perception on ethical use of social media by politicians. Now, this is a bit of a different area. So this is we talk about the perceptions. You can see that how we can expand our ideas using this kind of a tool, right? Maybe we talk about another area that can be there under social media, that is using it as a tool in organizing various things, right? Say WhatsApp or something, to coordinate and also to send out invitations. Right? So for various things we might use in organizing political events. Right? That is another area. So you can see that it is a child node directly from the center node. Under this we may have several topics. Say for example, we might talk about the participant turnover, social media invitations, then negative effects, positive effects can come at various different stages related to various different things. I'm talking about negative effects of using social media by politicians, right? At the child node, okay? Say negative effects. Right? Another one related to this is positive effects. I feel that these two can be actually combined into one as a single thought, then expanded. That is better, right? So I would add the parent node here. See what happens, right? Parent node here for a new node to come in between this and this. So I add a parent node, insert a parent, and I say effectiveness. Right? Now effectiveness is the parent node of positive effects and also negative effects. So I want to link it here. So what I will do is I will pick, drag and drop it. You can see it change its outer appearance to red dotted lines, the outer line to red dotted line. Now and I drop it. See that now it became a child node of effectiveness. So talking about each of these effects, also you may have various other things that we can talk about. For example, the levels. We may also talk about causes of effects. Yeah, when we talk about effectiveness, we may talk about comparative effectiveness, comparing the effectiveness with other options. We may also talk about cost effectiveness. And we can see that we can very nicely elaborate ideas into sub-ideas and sub-ideas to any number of levels. We can go further and further, right? So that you can identify various different aspects we talk about in our given topic area. So out of these various different areas, you can select one or maybe combine two or more to come up with your research study. Right? So you have to figure out where the interesting studies can be found. Right? Where the interesting studies can be found. So you can go into various different nodes and see what sort of studies can be there, what sort of knowledge requirements are there, right? And from these you can figure out a better narrowed topic for you to study about. As mentioned earlier, this is also still research. You find something, you get some idea, then you go see whether there is something you can study about as a research. Right? So that is can be outside of the mind map, but thing is, if you do this while having the mind map by your side, then it is very much effective, because you can clearly link the ideas from whatever you read to the mind map you have created, and you can keep on updating this mind map. Right? So you can use it to show your ideas to your supervisor or any other colleague who might help you. So this is a very useful and powerful tool for you to use when you develop your research. Right? And not only to find a topic, you can use this for other purposes, such as structuring your literature reviews, how to present various other sections. So all you can of course use a mind map to structure the ideas that you want to cover. Then you can put those in a neat structure in the writer. Remember at appropriate time to save your work so that you won't lose it. Once you're happy with your mind map, then you can download it from file menu. Go download as, then it will show you various options. You can download it as mind map file itself, but there are other image formats that you can download to, or you can download it as PDF. Maybe it's better to change the background to white. Then you can click on export. Then you can download it from here. In this case, it opened in a new tab. So if I need this, I have to save it. Okay, I believe you got it all right, and hope you can now do your research idea mind map. Good luck.